The Impressa S9 Avantgarde from Jura Impressa is one of the fastest, most versatile, and powerful automatic coffee centers on the market. With state-of-the-art technology that's extremely user-friendly, it boasts an impressive list of features. With its two independent stainless steel-lined thermoblock heating systems and its extra-large 96-ounce water capacity, the S9 Avantgarde produces coffees and frothed milk without any downtime or purging necessary. With a push of a button, the S9 grinds, tamps, and brews crema coffees, espressos, lattes, and cappuccinos in less than a minute. Make 1 or 2 cups at a time and brew any size drink from 1 to a full 16 ounces, fresher than in a coffee bar. It's that easy. All coffee, frothing, and hot water functions are completely programmable. You can set temperature, coffee volume, and coffee strength for each button. There's also a unique a la carte button that lets you prepare drinks differently each time. The LED dialogue system displays concise instructions that help you make perfect drinks every time. Your S9 Avantgarde also has a funnel for using ground coffee, and a separate spout that delivers hot water for cups of tea or any other hot beverage in seconds. And the Avantgarde's 2 separate frothing systems give you both control and convenience. With the Dual Frother Plus, you can fully control frothing by hand. Attach the Froth Express Plus system and you can automatically dispense either pre-measured or unlimited amounts of hot steamed milk, cappuccino or latte style, cup after cup. You can also use it to make delicious hot chocolate. The Avantgarde comes equipped with a sound-insulated commercial steel burr grinder, 3 automatic cleaning cycles, and the unique Clearl water filtration system, which purifies the water and eliminates decalcification altogether. Its electronic sensors tell you when water and bean levels are low, and a large 50-square-inch cup warming platform keeps your cups warm and ready. The S9 Avantgarde is the perfect choice for at-home entertaining and light commercial use. With its beautiful metallic finishes and dramatic backlit coffee spout, the S9 Avantgarde is the focal point of any kitchen or executive office. It is safe to leave the Avantgarde on all day. Whenever you feel like having a cup of coffee, simply press a button. It's like having a coffee bar right in your kitchen. The Jura Impressa S9 Avantgarde, in a class of its own. Follow these quick steps when setting up your S9 Avantgarde for the first time, or when you set up after clearing your machine for storage or transport. Start by plugging the machine in and turning it on. The main power switch is on the back side of the machine. Once this is switched to the on position, the on-off button on the front of your machine illuminates, indicating that you can start the machine. Press the illuminated button. The display will prompt you to fill the water tank. Place the tank filled with cold, fresh water into the machine. The machine will then prompt you to press steam and fill system. Place a cup underneath the steam nozzle and push one of the steam buttons. The Avantgarde will pump a very small amount of water into the system and stop automatically. It's important to remember that the Clearl water filter should not be installed during the initial setup of your Avantgarde. Small grains from the filter may cause blockage inside your machine if it's inserted before the system has been filled with water. The filter installation is covered in detail in the Clearl filter section of this DVD. Your machine will then begin heating. Once it is heated, it will ask you to run a quick rinse cycle. Move the cup underneath the coffee spout and push the illuminated rinse button to flush the water lines. When it stops, the display will show Fill Beans. Simply open the bean container, remove the cover, and fill with whole coffee beans. You may find small traces of ground coffee in your new machine. This is normal. In order to correctly calibrate the burr grinder, coffee beans have been ground by your machine in the factory. A quick tip: dark, oily beans have a tendency to stick together in the bean container. Stirring your beans each morning prevents them from sticking and keeps them feeding smoothly into the grinder. Now push any of the coffee or espresso buttons to start the flow of beans into your Avantgarde. This first cup will be a little weak, but your next cup will be perfect. Each morning when you turn on the Avantgarde, it will warm up and the display will show heating up. Once heated, the display will read Press Rinse. Run a rinse cycle by pressing the rinse button. This quick hot water cycle warms the internal parts, including the coffee spouts. You can make coffee, espresso drinks, cappuccinos, lattes, hot chocolate, or tea once the LED display reads Select Product. Your Avantgarde also has a 50-square-inch cup warming platform. Drinks dispensed into warm cups stay warmer longer. The S9 Avantgarde works like a commercial coffee center. It brews coffee under high pressure, which, according to the majority of coffee experts, is the best system for maximum flavor and aroma. The fine foamy layer on top of the coffee, called crema, is the trademark of pressure-brewed coffee. It's the crema that traps the fine aromatics and the light gaseous flavors that register on the palate. Here's how it works. Place a cup under the coffee spout. There are 4 preset coffee buttons, a small and large cup button, and a double cup button for each size. These make 2 cups at a time. Temperature, coffee volume, and coffee strength for these 4 buttons are preset in the factory. Later, we'll show you how to change those settings to your preferences. Let's start by making a single cup of espresso. The Avantgarde always brews in 2 steps. It first infuses some hot water into the coffee, pauses for a few seconds, and then continues brewing. This 2-step process brings out the maximum flavor. With the rotary dial behind this door, you can override the cup size for all 4 coffee buttons without changing the factory presets. This special a la carte button gives you even more coffee options. It lets you customize the coffee strength and the cup size each time you use it to make coffee. This is great for entertaining when you have coffee drinkers with different preferences. Let's use the a la carte button to make a strong 5-ounce cup of coffee. Begin by pressing the a la carte button. The display will read a la carte extra mild. Using the rotary dial, you can select a strength ranging from extra mild to extra strong. Let's adjust the strength to strong and press the dial to accept the setting. Once the beans begin grinding, you can adjust the coffee volume by ½ ounces. Here, using the rotary dial, we're reducing the volume to 5 ounces. Our custom-made, strong 5-ounce cup of coffee will continue brewing. The S9 Avantgarde comes with 2 separate frothing systems to allow you maximum control and convenience when frothing milk for cappuccinos, lattes, and hot chocolate. For just a cup or 2 at a time, you might want to choose the traditional frother, which comes attached to your S9. The Dual Frother Plus is fast and easy to use and clean. It gives you total control over both the amount of froth you'd like and the temperature of your milk. When the frother sleeve is up, the milk will be heated and steamed. This is how to prepare milk for lattes. When the frother sleeve is down, light foamy froth will be created. Hot frothed milk is used when preparing a cappuccino. When frothing, we recommend warming and steaming the milk first, then pushing the sleeve down to create the froth. This way, the froth itself is warm. Here's how it works. The S9 Avantgarde is ready to produce steam as long as both red lights in the steam buttons are illuminated. Beginning with the sleeve in the up position, immerse the tip of the frother into the milk and push the permanent steam button. The display will read Draw Off Steam. First, heat the milk for a few seconds. Then push the sleeve down and watch how the froth forms on the top of the milk. When you have enough froth, simply push the permanent steam button once again. Add the hot milk to your espresso and ladle as much of the froth as you desire on top. the perfect cappuccino. The Avantgarde's frother is simple to clean. Just wipe it clean with a warm, damp cloth. It can also be immersed in hot water and a capful of the cappuccino cleaner. We'll be demonstrating this later. If you always want the same amount of milk and froth in your cup, or you make 3 or more cappuccinos in a row, the convenient Froth Express Plus is the choice. It's faster and more accurate to use. You can fill cup after cup with hot milk, using the endless supply of steam in your Avantgarde. To use the Froth Express Plus, begin by pulling off the Dual Frother Plus and attaching the Froth Express Plus system. Now assemble the milk container and fill it with cold milk. Remember, for best results, use low-fat or skim milk. Because this system siphons milk to mix with hot steam, it's important that the parts connect tightly, creating a seal. The Froth Express Plus dial has 3 positions for heating milk. The frothing position heats and froths the milk, and the steaming position, which heats without froth. The center position on the dial is for steam only and completely blocks the flow of milk. When warming milk, the knob is adjusted toward this center position to increase the milk temperature. The steam portion button is ideal when using the Froth Express Plus. Your steam portion button can be programmed to heat milk from 3 to 120 seconds. We'll look later at how to program your personal settings. And remember, you can always change the settings on a per-cup basis using the rotary dial. Let's look at how to make a cappuccino and latte at the same time using the rotary dial. First, we'll prepare the milk for the cappuccino. Begin with the Froth Express Plus dial in the up position. Place a cup underneath the Froth Express Plus and press the steam portion button. The heated, frothed milk will begin flowing. Using the rotary dial, we'll increase the steam portion in seconds to 20 seconds. Remember, you can always stop the steam output by simply pushing either one of the steam buttons. Now move the cup of frothed milk under one of the coffee spouts. Next, we'll prepare the milk for the latte. To steam without frothing, move the Froth Express Plus dial to the down position and press the steam portion button. Again, using the rotary dial, increase the steam portion in seconds to 20 seconds. If you'd like warmer milk when either steaming or frothing, you can always move the Froth Express Plus dial slightly toward the center position. Now move the latte cup under the other coffee spout and add a shot of espresso to each cup using the 2-cup espresso button. On your left is a frothy cappuccino, and on your right, a perfect latte. With the Froth Express Plus system, you can also produce hot chocolate. Use the longer siphoning hose in your welcome kit. Attach the tip to the Froth Express Plus and place the open end of the hose into the chocolate milk. Then turn the Froth Express Plus dial to the steam position. Press the permanent steam button to begin steaming the chocolate milk. When you have enough in your cup, press the permanent steam button again to stop the flow. Perfect hot chocolate. Although no milk ever gets into the S9 Avantgarde itself, you must clean the Froth Express Plus parts shortly after use. Otherwise, small milk droplets inside may dry up and create blockage. Begin by clearing the Froth Express Plus system. The dial needs to be in the center position. This blocks the flow of milk through the Froth Express Plus. Place a cup beneath the steam nozzle, being careful to tilt the cup away from you and push the permanent steam button. Let a couple of seconds of steam run through the nozzle and push the permanent steam button again to stop. The best way to clean all your frothing pieces, both the Froth Express Plus and the Dual Frother Plus, is to use a capful of cappuccino cleaner liquid in about a cup of hot water. Take the Dual Frother Plus apart by unscrewing the tip and immerse all 3 pieces in the warm water. The Froth Express Plus parts should also be soaked. Disconnect the milk container and store it in the refrigerator. The siphoning hose should be removed from the milk container and placed in the cleaning solution. Finally, remove and disassemble the frothing nozzle, separating all 3 parts and dropping them in the solution. Let them sit overnight in the solution if possible and rinse them thoroughly with warm water before reassembling them. You may want to change the grinder to a finer or coarser setting. With most beans, a medium grind will produce the thickest crema. With dark, oily beans, we recommend grinding in a somewhat coarser setting to avoid over-extraction. A quick reminder, adjustments to the grinder setting can only be made while the machine is grinding. You can bypass grinding and use ground coffee by pressing the scoop button. This is great for making a cup of decaf or a cup of flavored coffee. First, press the scoop button, which tells the machine to bypass the grinder. The display will read "Fill Powder." Place 1 or 2 scoops of ground coffee into this funnel. Then press the coffee button of your choice. Without grinding, the machine will now tamp and brew the ground coffee. The hot water spout on your S9 Avantgarde is perfect for making Americano coffees. Just place a cup of espresso underneath the special hot water spout and turn this switch to the hot water symbol. When you've added enough hot water to your espresso, just turn the switch back. The hot water spout is perfect for making tea. Remember, you can always adjust the volume of water dispensed using the rotary dial. The water flow will stop automatically once the dial volume is in your cup. Here, we're making an 8-ounce cup of tea. Simply return the water switch back to the cup symbol to continue making coffee. Let's take a look at how you can program your machine to suit your personal coffee preferences. In total, the S9 Avantgarde provides 15 programming, maintenance, and lookup functions. Using the rotary dial, let's have a look at the Avantgarde's programmable functions. With the display reading Select Product, push and hold the rotary dial until you hear a beep. The Avantgarde displays the first function, Filter. We'll be installing the Clearil filter later and changing this from Filter No to Filter Yes. The next function is Hardness. If you're not using the Clearil filter, you'll need to set the machine to the hardness of the water you are using. See the instruction manual for further information. Rinse offers various cleaning programs. Although the Avantgarde will automatically remind you when it's time to run any internal routine cleanings, this function allows you to run intermittent cleaning programs if you wish. Details can be found in the instruction manual. The powder quantity function lets you decide how much coffee is ground for each of the single cup buttons, ranging from extra mild to extra strong. The grinder will grind up to a maximum of 16 grams of coffee. For the double cup button, the Avantgarde automatically grinds the maximum amount of coffee. For details, see the instruction manual. With the water quantity function, you can program the cup size for all 4 coffee buttons individually in half-ounce increments, ranging from 1 to 8 ounces per cup. Using the double cup buttons, you can brew up to 16 ounces of coffee at a time. The temperature function allows you to set the temperature, either normal or high, for all 5 coffee buttons, including the a la carte button. The temperature difference between normal and high is about 7 degrees Fahrenheit. The water portion function allows you to determine a preset volume of hot water, up to 15 ounces, that will be dispensed from the hot water spout each time the water portion button is pushed. With the steam portion function, you can set the steam portion button to automatically dispense steam for a duration ranging from 3 to 120 seconds. In economy mode dash, the steam function is always on and ready to go. If you don't often use the steam function, you can save energy by changing this function setting. For details, see the instruction manual. Time allows you to set the time of day. Once you set the actual time, you can also program an auto-on time. This way, your Avantgarde is preheated when you awaken. The off-after feature lets you set the number of hours after last use your machine turns off automatically. The language function lets you select from 7 languages. The display feature lets you select the time format, either military or standard, and the liquid measure in either milliliters or ounces. The information function lets you check all your machine's records, such as how many cups the Avantgarde has made with each button, how many cleaning cycles it has run, and how many filter changes have been made. And finally, there's Exit, which takes you out of programming mode. Simply push the rotary dial to return to Select Product, and you're ready to make coffee again. It's easy to change the coffee button settings. Let's change the coffee strength, the cup size, and the temperature for the 1-cup espresso button. Start by pressing the rotary dial until you hear a beep. Now turn the dial until the display shows powder quantity and push the dial to get into this function. The display shows Select Product. Press the 1-cup espresso button, as we're changing settings for this coffee button. The display shows the current strength setting, extra mild. Now, using the rotary dial, increase the coffee strength to normal and push the dial to accept the change. This tone will confirm your changes. Now we turn the dial to water quantity. Push the dial to begin changing settings in this function. Again, we select the 1-cup espresso button. We can reprogram the cup size from 1 to 8 ounces. Here, we decrease the volume from 3 ounces to 1.5 ounces. Now just push the dial to confirm your new setting. Finally, we select the temperature function. Push the dial to get into the function, select the 1-cup espresso button, and change the temperature from high to normal. Push the dial to confirm and turn the dial until Exit appears. Push the dial again, and you're back to Select Product and can brew coffee again. From now on, your 1-cup espresso button will make 1.5 ounces of normal strength coffee at the normal temperature. And remember, if you ever want to change the size of any cup of coffee that's being brewed by a programmed button, you can use the rotary knob on a per-cup basis. Just turn the rotary dial once the coffee has begun brewing to either increase or decrease the volume by half-ounce increments. Here, we're using the espresso button, which we set to 1.5 ounces, to begin the brewing process. By adjusting the dial, we're increasing the volume for this particular cup without permanently affecting the button settings. You can also set the duration of steam dispensed by the steam portion button. This assures that when using the Froth Express Plus system, you'll consistently produce the same amount of steamed or frothed milk per serving. Each cappuccino or latte will be prepared exactly the way you like it. Push the rotary dial and select the function Steam. Push the dial again to begin programming the function and change the steam duration to your preferences, let's say 20 seconds, and push the dial to confirm. Turn the dial until the display shows Exit and push the dial again. From now on, the steam portion button will siphon milk for 20 seconds and stop automatically. It's that easy. Heated water inside your Avantgarde leaves calcium deposits in the tubes leading to the coffee spout and the frother. Using a Clearl cartridge improves your water quality by taking out calcium, chlorine, and other unwanted elements. If you use a Clearl filter, you practically never need to decalcify the machine. Begin by removing the Clearl filter from the bag and attaching the extension piece. Now insert it into place and fasten the filter holder over the filter top. Then return the water tank to the machine. Next, fill the water tank. It's important when activating the Clearl filter that you begin with a full tank. To change the Clearl filter cartridge setting to yes, begin by pressing the rotary knob until it beeps. The display shows Filter No. Push the dial and turn. The display shows Filter Yes. Push the rotary dial to confirm. The display shows Insert Filter, press Steam. We've inserted the filter already, so press one of the steam buttons. The Avantgarde will now activate the Clearl water cartridge by pumping water through the steam nozzle. This will take approximately 60 seconds. Please don't interrupt this process, as the machine will stop automatically. The display will then return to Select Product. For a review of this process, please refer to the instruction manual. A powerful memory chip in the Avantgarde monitors all functions to keep the machine in good working order, and its display reminds you when it's time to clean the machine. It also automatically monitors the water tank and the used coffee grounds. When the display reads Fill Water Tank, simply refill the water tank with fresh, cold water. Don't worry about the tank or pump running dry. It will always keep a reserve of approximately 6 ounces of water. After 16 cups of coffee, your Avantgarde will automatically prompt you to empty the grounds. The overflow tray, along with the used grounds container, slide out easily and can be emptied and rinsed with warm water. Please remember to empty the grounds container every time you remove the tray. Simply replace the tray and your machine is ready again. The Avantgarde also monitors the internal brewing chamber and tamping area. After each 200 cups of coffee, it will remind you to run a short tablet cleaning cycle to remove coffee oil buildup in those areas. You can find details in the instruction manual. Jura Impressa's Impressa S9 Avantgarde makes your coffees the way you want them. It's smart, user-friendly, and brews all your coffee drinks perfectly every time. It's the perfect system, perfect taste. Should you have any further questions regarding your S9 Avantgarde's use and care, please see your local Jura Impressa dealer or contact the Jura Impressa Customer Service Department at 1-800-220-5701 or ask your questions online at contact@capresso.com. You can also visit our website for additional product information. We're at www.capresso.com.